As we all know, laws were made for human beings to keep us safe. If we break them, big or small, there is always a price. The same price David Gant had to pay while on his illegal adventure at Nickajack Cave. Nickajack Cave had been known for centuries. It was mined for saltpeter at the beginning of 1800s, and the mining continued through the War of 1812. Afterward, this cave was one of the largest saltpeter caves during the Civil War, since saltpeter was the main ingredient for gunpowder. Nowadays, it is a wildlife refuge operated by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. The cave is a nestle where pregnant female gray bats come each spring to give birth and raise their young. That's why it's called the Bat Cave as well. Its name is taken from the name of the town Chickamauga Cherokee of Nickajack, located between its mouth and the Tennessee River. There are two paramount rules for cave diving. You don't go into an underwater cave without the proper preparation and authorization. And you don't go without the proper gear, including a constant guideline to the entrance. David Gant decided not to follow these basic rules. On 15 August 1992, in the evening, David Gant and his friends put on the gear and illegally entered Nickajack Cave looking for huge catfish. It was the beginning of an unforgettable and terrifying trial for David. On the night of Saturday, August 15, 1992, David and his friends entered the water outside the fence. They knew that it was a prohibited area. They didn't want to disturb the bats staying above water. On the night before, David had seen a giant catfish who had fled away into the darkness, and now he was after it. As they descended, the beam of their lights vanished in the greenish, muddy water that illuminated a muddy rock bottom. There was no fish in sight. David checked his air gauge and signaled his friends that it was about time to go to the surface again. They went upward, expecting to go to an air-filled portion of the cave, but they dropped lower and once again tried to go to the surface, but nothing appeared. Both panicked as their diving fins stirred the siltation into an underwater fog. His friends swam madly in one direction, and David swam in the other. David had gone even deeper into the cave, with its only air pocket, while his friend was more fortunate as he reached the near air-filled passage near the entrance. Before moving further in this video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. At 2 a.m. Sunday, his friends notified TVA security. They initiated a rescue mission. Several dive rescue teams responded to the call of water rescue. They assumed that David would have died of drowning probably. The incident commander made it clear as a body recovery operation rather than an active rescue attempt. Sadly, there was not a single person with the skill to dive this deep. The divers with such skill were 2 or 4 hours away from the site of the incident. Around 6, Buddy Lane, the captain of the Hamilton County Rescue Team, made several requests for the trained divers to be sent, as he had hoped that David might be alive in his air pocket. The nearby divers made some attempts near the entrance, but they could find nothing. Sunrise Lane somehow convinced the higher-ups by showing them the map details of the cave system and that David might still be alive, as there were many air pockets under the water. Meanwhile, deep inside the cave, David was certain that he was going to die there. For many hours, he had been floating in the darkness, keeping his head high, only 8 inches above the water. At first, he felt lucky, but now that the air pocket around him was running out of air and he could feel his rapid breaths. The ESC opened the generators and bypassed spillways in nearby dams, knowing that it could cost hundreds of dollars by wasting the stored water. TVA moved 3,896,000,000 gallons of water to lower the water. Lane and his companion dove into the flooded cave and started screaming David's name, and suddenly they heard the sound, "Hey," coming nearby. They found that David was just a few minutes away from losing consciousness. Quickly, David was guided out by these two angels on a boat. The rescue team captain wrote in his report, "Found victim alive and everyone is happy." It was truly miraculous and a nightmare for David as he struggled for 17 hours in the darkness underwater, and his two angels reached him on time. This is how the poor soul suffered this adventure. As you made it this far, please let us know in the comments, what do you think of this incident? Please leave a like and subscribe to Catastrophe. Thanks for watching.